Hello and welcome to Redmen TV. Jonathan here after a very, very hard fought but massive 3 points at Selhurst Park. Palace, one of those teams that we still have. I personally have nightmares. Probably just all based on one game really, but yeah, still horrible nightmares from it. And you know, for the way the game started off there and the way the game was looking for large periods, it looked like the nightmare was going to continue. But massive character, to quote Brendan, shown by the players, and to grind out. And you know you try and analyse a game like that, and you straight away you're drawn to the absolute king that is Mo Salah. Like 37 goals already, and it's just gone. And we're only in spring. Like it's just absolutely bonkers. And you know, I've said it many times. We're running out of words to describe him, but we're never going to get tired of doing so. He's just literally a level above everyone else. He's that goal dust. He's that X factor, whatever you want to call it. And when we look back on the season as a whole, we'll be drooling all over him. And the stats he's just breaking now, left, right, and centre. He's pulled away in the golden boot, the overall golden boot. He's probably going to smash Rushy's record as well, the 40 goals. He giggled about it in the interview after the game. But yet again, he's the difference. Yet again, he's that player that shows that quality when we need it most. And we'll try and look at the game. It seems like an absolute age ago now, but we started okay-ish. Didn't really create a lot, but we were still pretty the usual. We had all the football. I think was up in 75% possession. But we get done with a sucker punch. You know, the signs had been there. They'd clearly targeted the pretty much the same as Mourinho, the long flick on and to get in behind, to get Zaha in behind in behind Trent. I beg your pardon. And Trent, you know, I thought for the first couple of times he was doing okay. He you could see he'd clearly been mentioned him, and I thought for the first one or two he'd come across okay well. But then, you know, he pretty much got undone. He got away once. Where they get done over the top, and Karius makes a very good save to bail him out, and then he gets done again from the goal or for the penalty incident. You know, it's a hoof off the top. I think Henderson has got to do better. He's got to challenge Benteke there. The back four isn't great, but you know, Trent, he's ball watching. He's got to read that better. And then Karius has kind of one of those kind of it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. He comes flying out. I think he's reading the initial break and doesn't probably read it the best, and he comes flying out and is too late then, and you know, makes the momentum and clouds him. It's a penalty. Penalty's tucked away, and you're thinking, oh, is this going to be another one of those? And then, you know, we fell kind of a little apart for a little while, but then I thought we slowly kind of edged away into the back of the game, but without really creating a lot. I thought in the first half midfield we lacked a lot of energy. You know, there was no movement, there was no tempo to our game. It was forced, and you know what's kind of ironic is when you think back on it. I think it was the play before the penalty incident. It's a corner from the left hand side. Van Dijk hits it, heads it, like just pushes Zacco out of the way, heads it clean, and it looks like he's just hit it wide. But then you watch the replay, and I'm like, how is this? You know, how's he missed this? It's straight in front of the goal, but then Manny's trying to be really, really clever, and he flicks the ball away and, without realising it, he flicks it behind and almost clears it. Manny had a strange game. He at times he was our most effective player, but he had like one of those crazy games. You know, look, the penalty incident in the first half, he gets booked for diving. And what frustrates me about the whole thing is Sky, like over the time, and I refer pretty much primarily to the Spurs game of this. Lamela, Kane, etc. They're clever, they're smart, they're buying they're doing the decent, not the decent thing, but they're being professional. They're winning the penalty, and then they're getting contact and going down. And you know, we've had situations where some of our players have got fouled but haven't gone down, stayed on their feet and been too honest, for want of a better word, and we haven't got the decision off the referee. But here, now, it is a late reaction, but there is contact, and he goes down and he gets booked. The only difference, I think, probably between that and say Lamela or any of those other ones that you see, is that he probably isn't clever enough with his dive if or going down a little early. You know, is it a penalty? You can see both sides of it. What I will say is it's on par with those other two examples, Lamela and Kane, in my mind. And, you know, if one of them is a penalty, they all are really. Or what really, really frustrated me was the reaction to this guy at the time. They were saying, oh, you can't go down with contact too easily. But, you know, a couple of weeks ago, you're saying it can be the complete opposite to that, and the contrast to that. So, you know, have a level playing field. In my mind, they probably all aren't penalties, but you have to have a bit of balance. But look, thankfully, it didn't come back to haunt us in the end. But the only thing that it did really, that yellow card distorted the game then. And look, there's another incident that I'll talk about in a couple of minutes. That is a complete and utter just a reaction to what happened just there. So at half time, we kind of cut in the game. I thought poor Trent, particularly in the first half, you know, he got hounded on the usual social media, etc. But confidence-wise, he was shot. You know, he had the foul throw. And then there were times his confidence was completely zapped. You know, he wasn't looking for the ball into him, got the ball, he played a nice and easy backwards. And the one for me is just before half time, he's hiding, the ball is played over the top to him, he doesn't run. And he's just kind of, you know, I don't want the ball here, you know, I'm just afraid, just give it to someone else sort of approach. But Klopp was furious at him, absolutely furious. And Klopp in general was furious. And you could tell going into half time that, you know, I was still kind of hopeful enough because I knew there was going to be a reaction here because you could see how absolutely fuming Klopp was. And, you know, there was no doubt that the players were going to be on the receiving end of that. And they clearly were, because in this straight away, right from the kickoff in the second half, there was more tempo to our play. And we were more aggressive. We pressed higher. There was a lot more movement. We got back into the game pretty much straight away. Manny scores. You know, it's a nice bit of play down the left wing. Robinson, I thought it was excellent throughout, particularly on the defensive side of things. And then as we went to three at the back, he came into life altogether. But, you know, he was a constant threat throughout. And, you know, the Millie and Bobby do very well for the goal then as well. You know, it's a nice bit of movement. We didn't see a hell of a lot in the first 45 minutes. Just that little bit of clever kind of neat play around the penalty area. It gets the opportunity to Manny, and Manny tucks it away. And, you know, you think from here on, you look, Manny's doing the stupid the little kung fu kick celebration. You can tell the positive. The away fans are absolutely hopping. You know, we're into the life, and we have another couple of opportunities. There's balls from both flanks flashed across. There's half chances for Trent. There's a couple of other moments, and we look like we're going to go on and win this game comfortably. But then it just went crazy. Like, you have Benteke, thankfully, but Benteke, he showed his prime Liverpool form. He missed two absolute sitters. We were really, really lucky. Bad defensive mistakes, and we get caught up. And, you know, Van Dijk has got caught for one. We were ripped up in another one for the other one as well. And, you know, there are two chances that you got to score. The first one was shambolic. He just skies it wide. The other one, he's so much time. He blazes it over. But then the game goes a bit mad, and kind of Manny kind of goes a bit mad. And it's probably down to the way the game is refereed. He's in my mind, he's fouled in the edge of the area, and it's something that you see quite regular. A player is fouled, and they grab the ball as they're falling down to kind of make the decision for the referee. It's not, you know, shouldn't really do it, but it goes on a hell of a lot of time. You look at it happens so many times. It's one of those things that really, really pisses you off when it's done against you. But the referee doesn't he kind of panics. He hasn't given the original free kick, and then you realise, oh, I have to give a free kick in, and then he seems to be almost realise, oh, man, he's already booked. You know, I should really book him from a second yellow, and the whole thing goes a bit crazy. You could just tell he didn't have a clue what was going on. And it's pandemonium. Palace are probably, if you're given that decision, they're rightly appealing for the second yellow. And it's gone crazy for a couple of minutes. Thankfully, Klopp has enough sense. He takes off Manny. And it's unfortunate because Manny had been probably our most attacking player throughout. And we definitely missed him. We definitely missed him for a large period of that kind of second third of the second half there. And, you know, it's gone back to the original yellow card. You know, it would have been easy just to give him, if he hadn't been booked in the first half for that and penalty be given, or whatever way you want to look at it, it's a standard yellow card, and none of this hysteria happens. But it does, and we go on. The free kick it's a decent free kick. Carry saves, and then they're in the game a lot more. You know, we'd made two changes at this stage. Lallana and Chamberlain had come on. Genie and Manny, of course, had to be taken off. And, you know, the next on it, poor old Lallana. You know, Jesus, you feel really sorry for him. He was having horrid luck. And, you know, he has to be replaced, and Lovren comes on, and initially I just, you know, people are going crazy. What are we doing bringing Lovren on? What are we doing? And, you know, I thought at the time it was a very clever thing to do, because they had ran into the game, and going three at the back, as it proved out, was the correct thing to do. It allowed us just to get a bit more shape at the back. We got a grip on the game completely. You had Lovren in the middle, pretty much the free man, and then you had the two either side pushed on there. Both are comfortable in the ball, so they were able to push on, and then you had Trent kind of rescued, for want of a better word, from right back, but he was pushed forward up to the pitch, and, you know, the pressure was taken on him. taken off him, and then Robbo on the other side was pushed up higher as well, and it got the best out of both players, and we got a grip on the game, and we were able to strangle it. And I thought we showed a lot of maturity then in the second half. There wasn't a gung-ho approach. We controlled the shape of the game, and there was times where if we had to pass it backwards, we did, just to swivel and go around again. I thought I'm looking forward to watching that, particularly since we went 3 at the back. I'm looking forward to that section of the game. Really, really looking forward to watching back again, just to see just how much we got grip of the game. And you can argue it is Salah, but the fact that Robertson's so high up in the pitch and he's able to ping across, and it's clearly something that they've worked on. Salah said afterwards there, that he did the same for me last week. I knew I was going to be there, and the magic, the touch, the composure, like he gives Sako an awful do, and he just is able to take the second touch and then come across and finish, and it's just absolute scenes. The sense of relief from Reds all over the place is just crazy. I lost my head. You could see the away fans, Salah is celebrating in front of them. What I'd love to have been I was supposed to get to the game, but I couldn't get over, unfortunately. What I'd love to have been, and to being there, and to see Salah in front of, and everyone going crazy. Because some brilliant stuff, and no doubt look out for the match day experience from the lads. Chris and Paul were lucky enough to be at the game, and no doubt they got some good content, so really looking forward to watching that again later. And we grinded out the win. We kind of closed up shop. They had a couple of half chances, but didn't really create a lot to the end. And massive 3 points. Let's not, if you want to be negative, you can look back and think, oh, we're going to struggle in certain areas against City. I'm not even going to think about that for now. I'm just going to focus on just the pure adrenaline that is that wonderful 3 points, the way we grounded out, and that moment of happiness when Salah stuck the ball away at the end, and that fever. That's why we all love Liverpool so much, and that's why we love Salah so much. There you are, folks. That's been my match reaction. I hope you liked it. Make sure to give the video a like. Make sure to subscribe to the Redmen TV. And we will talk to you all very soon. Up the Red.